Welcome to the Earth Feels podcast.
I'm Rose.
And I'm Christine.
Welcome to Earth Feels, the podcast for people feeling overwhelmed by the endlessly gloomy climate news.
Where every week we have soul-based conversations about climate change and explore the idea that climate change may be happening for us as much as it is happening to us.
If you are ready to shift your focus and secure the future for our kids and our grandkids, then this is the podcast for you.
And yes, we do know how to spell.
Hello, it's Rose. Here at Earth Feels, we'll be taking the weekend off to celebrate Thanksgiving in the United States. But in the effort to continue our conversation on the evolution of human consciousness, I feel compelled to share this poignant Facebook post from one of my favorite authors, Elizabeth Gilbert, as a beautiful reminder of the power we each possess to change our corner of the world. So here goes. Some years ago, I was stuck on a crosstown bus in New York City during rush hour. Traffic was barely moving. The bus was filled with cold, tired people who were deeply irritated with one another and with the world itself. Two men barked at each other about a shove that might or might not have been intentional. A pregnant woman got on, and no one offered her a seat. Rage was in the air. No mercy would be found here. But as the bus approached 7th Avenue, the driver got on the intercom. "Folks," he said, "I know you have had a rough day and you are frustrated. I can't do anything about the weather or the traffic, but here is what I can do. As each of you get off the bus, I will reach out my hand to you. As you walk by, drop your troubles into the palm of my hand, okay? Don't take your problems home to your families tonight. Just leave them with me. My route goes right by the Hudson River, and when I drive by there later, I will open the window and throw your troubles in the water." It was as if a spell had lifted. Everyone burst out laughing. Faces gleamed with surprised delight. People who'd been pretending for the past hour not to notice each other's existence were suddenly grinning at each other like, "Is this guy serious?" Oh, he was serious. At the next stop, just as promised, the driver reached out his hand, palm up, and waited. One by one, all the exiting commuters placed their hands just above his and mimed the gesture of dropping something into his palm. Some people laughed as they did this. Some teared up. But everyone did it. The driver repeated the same lovely ritual at the next stop, too, and the next, all the way to the river. We live in a hard world, my friends. Sometimes it's extra difficult to be a human being. Sometimes you have a bad day. Sometimes you have a bad day that lasts for several years. You struggle and fail. You lose jobs, money, friends, faith, and love. You witness horrible events unfolding in the news, and you become fearful and withdrawn. There are times when everything seems cloaked in darkness. You long for the light, but don't know where to find it. But what if you are the light? What if you are the very agent of illumination that a dark situation begs for? That's what this bus driver taught me, that anyone can be the light at any moment. This guy wasn't some big power player. He wasn't a spiritual leader. He wasn't some media-savvy influencer. He was a bus driver, one of society's most invisible workers. But he possessed real power, and he used it beautifully for our benefit. When life feels especially grim, or when I feel particularly powerless in the face of the world's troubles, I think of this man and ask myself, what can I do right now to be the light? Of course, I can't personally end all wars, or solve global warming, or transform vexing people into entirely different creatures. I definitely can control traffic. but I do have some influence on everyone I brush up against, even if we never speak or learn each other's names. No matter who you are, or where you are, or how mundane or tough your situation may seem, I believe you can illuminate our world. In fact, I believe this is the only way the world will ever be illuminated, one bright act of grace at a time, all the way to the river. This morning, as I read that post on my Facebook feed, it was exactly what I needed to hear. We are living in tough times. It seems some days that the world is crazy, or maybe it's just that I'm crazy, or that if you're listening to me, that you're crazy too. But we all do have that light within us to make a difference in our small corner of the world. So today's podcast is just a reminder via Elizabeth Gilbert to shine that light brightly. Happy Thanksgiving. Catch you next time.
That's this week's episode of Earth Feels. Special thanks to singer-songwriter Kristen Hoffman for generously allowing us to use Song for the Ocean. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget, subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss an episode. Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Children of the earth, I'm calling out. There's a mission for you and for me.